Alright, welcome to another Warframe video. In this one, we're going to be focusing on Nezha. Now, I have made a video before on Nezha, and this was commented on, where all the setups, the 3 setups that I had, were kind of similar, which I can totally agree with. They were, I wasn't really thinking that much, I guess. I think I was really saying, okay, well, look, their strength, I can focus on these things. Moron stuff. So right now I have a different build. These two are a lot better than the other ones, and they focus mainly on one thing, which is what you kind of do with the build, 1 or 2 things. So the first one we're going to look at is the strength build that I have. I have over 300% strength, which isn't the most, but then again, like I say with all of these videos, and I repeat myself just to make sure you understand that with these builds, I'm kind of showing you the format of which to do it, or the best way that this video is showing it. So with the strength build, go ahead, find something else that has better strength mods than me. You have it 4 mud, you have the strength mods upgrade to the max, you have all these things set on it to make it have the most amount of strength possible in the game. Please do that. I want it to be better than mine, but this is what I'm showing you just to kind of give you a hint at what this can look like. So at 305% strength, we have the Halo, which is going to absorb 7,861 damage, with it giving a damage per second thing. If you go near enemies and you just stand by them, it's going to hit them, cause them to take slash damage. And then the absorption multiplier, which I will show you here in a second. I've gotten up to 50,000, I believe even 70,000, but I know 50,000 is more common of me getting it, as well as 20,000. Again, it depends on people shooting you, the enemies, the level they are, so they deal more damage, everything else like that. So you have that 3 seconds that you can't ever upgrade. I haven't seen a way to upgrade it, so it's just going to stay like that. And that 3 seconds, kind of like Harrow, is when you're going to get the absorption multiplier. And we're also going to be looking at the first 2. The 4th one, I don't really like that ability. In the first 2, we have Firewalker, and then I just like to call it the fiery ring, really. So what Firewalker does, if you're unfamiliar with Nezha, is you walk around, you have fire on your feet, fire's on the ground, simple, right? Explosion damage is at 3,812. The damage per second is at 610. Nothing else has changed with that. If anything, they go down. That's why it's red. And then the ring is at 3,050 boosted damage with the 762 damage. But what we're looking at right now, the main thing I like about this is the damage vulnerability. That's at 305%. What that really does is kind of makes your weapon seem stronger. It's going to kind of debuff the enemy, so it's going to make them more vulnerable. And we're going to try that out on some Grenier, the heavy gunner. We're going to spawn in 10, because apparently that's what I have it set at. I'm going to go over here with the strength right in front. And even though they all took like a break from shooting me, I mean, we had 14,000 with just, like a second maybe left on the invulnerability. Let's do Firewalker just to show it all in one go. Obviously, you just walk around. It does have a very low duration, so that's something you have to look at. But with this type of thing, with this type of build, you're going to want to see what you can pair it with. So what can we pair with Firewalker? The little ring of Halo. And then we do that, and now they're going to be debuffed, so they're going to be a bit easier to kill. I mean, that's a lot easier than it normally is. Trust me, I use this weapon a lot. So we could just continue doing that. Firewalker, ring. That got hit. We're going to shoot this enemy. Try in the head. If I can hit it. There you go. Do it again. They've been untouched. Why not? Hey, you know what? Melee time, I guess. I mean, you could just spam this over and over again. You didn't get hit by it. What are you doing over here? Then you just go ahead. A normal day. Until you run out of energy. And then another thing that I like with this is with the Firewalker specifically, is just having your melee out and kind of stunning them. I mean, and with your Halo on top of this, it's going to work a lot better. Might as well do Mercy. So, I mean, either way you want it, basically what this is focusing on is strength. And as you can see, the Halo went up a significant amount. The Firewalker is, I mean, it's hitting them. We can't really tell how much damage it is because, I mean, it is just fire. It's not going to do a ton of damage, no matter how large your damage pool is, but these heavy Grineers are going to do that much damage that's really noticeable. So I do want to show the other build that I have, which is duration and strength. And the reason why I want to show this, and some people may say, well, you know, your strength is only 30% off or around 30% off. That's because the duration is a huge factor in, again, combining things, and you have to see, you know, what frame it is, what can you combine with either weapons or other abilities. So I'm going to show you here is our health went down by about half, so that is a sacrifice that we made. Same thing with the armor. However, the strength went down, the duration went up. Range went down. I mean, it's not that big of a deal with range, but duration went up is a huge key factor in this, and this is what I'm going to show you why it is in a second. So we simulated all the 10 heavy Grineer. I'm going to go over here and have them do their little... Where's it at? There we go. Alright, now hopefully before we die, do the halo. Get absorbed. Sweet, right? So you have this. You know, your Firewalker. Bring out your melee weapon, and with this, since the duration, they're going to be in this little kind of concussed state where they're trying to get fire off of them for a while. Which is why that duration is really important right here, because you could just go around with your melee weapon. Nobody's shooting me. Well, I mean, except that guy. But nobody was shooting me at a period of time that you saw there, because they're all focused on the fire on them, and that duration is going to last longer. They're going to be caught on fire for longer. You're going to have a little bit more vulnerability, a bit longer. I mean, English is hard, isn't it? But you're going to have vulnerability last a bit longer. And then you're going to be able to pair it with your melee weapon, because you're walking up with them with a Firewalker, which is why I say melee weapon, not anything else. And you're just going to easily get through them, plus the slash damage on your halo as well. And most melee weapons have a slash proxy, so go over here. And, I mean, they're not shooting me, boom. They didn't shoot me once. They even tried to do the ground slam. They were on fire the entire time. They were concussed. They had the slash from the halo. I believe they get caught on fire with halo as well. So you had all these things affecting them with this long duration of time. So you didn't have to worry about recasting it. You didn't have to worry about, is this going to go away soon? How long is the fire going to stay? How long is it going to last? With the duration that we have on this build, you have that strength on top of duration, which one, if you saw there too, since nobody was shooting at me, my health barely changed. It never went down. I don't remember my shield getting hit down. Maybe in the beginning there, where I was trying to get them all to ground slam, and then I could do the halo. But besides that, my health barely went down, or maybe not even down at all. So that is one key factor with the duration that I wanted to make clear. Even though strength is a huge thing with Nezha when it comes to his halo, it may not be when it comes to Firewalker, just because the duration of the fire is going to be very, very important in order to get no damage taken, in order to get kills, in order to give out damage in a good amount of time without taking in damage. Everything else like that, it's going to make your halo last a bit longer. You're going to have a bit more protection. That all goes into one. So really what you have to look at these builds is strength or duration your strong suit. And if it is, I mean, even with this here too, somebody could say, well, see, your duration and strength may be above 200%, but you don't have like an even combo. Maybe you should have more duration than you do strength. I mean, that's simple. Get Argor Seekers out of there, put in messages, right? Take out something in here, intensify, take that out, put it in with a different duration mod. I mean, what we have one that gets rid of range, I believe. Narrow mind. Yeah, it's right here, actually. So you have this, and you can upgrade that. I mean, you can have all this, just duration. Not the ones I was really looking for, now was it? But you have all these things that if you have more mods than me, if you have more time on your hands to upgrade these, you get the credits for it. Switch it. This goes to 236. So this goes to 247. So a little bit more even. But do you want it to be more even, or do you want it to be more a little bit lopsided? So that is something that you have to kind of go on about. What do I want more of? What do I want less of? Should I have them even so they're both kind of doing the same job in a way? So those are the things that I want you to look at. Those are the things that are going to make Nezha almost untouchable. So with the title of this, it's not clickbait worthy at all. It is kind of true in its own way, where you have this halo on, you have so much damage that you absorbed, and the multiplier is so high up that you just have 50,000 worth of damage that you can absorb, as well as just having that Firewalker. Nobody can shoot you, nobody can melee you in the game. You're technically, well, not technically, but you're basically invulnerable. Nothing's shooting you, nothing's hurting you, you can't die. There's no way you can die unless for some reason they're just invulnerable to the Firewalker and your halo has just stopped working. So that could put Nezha up there. I don't know if Nezha was in my tankiest video. He was probably a thought if he wasn't. But going with Nezha, he can get shot through his halo. That is a big downside thinking of the title of this video, which I don't know, it may be changed from this recording. I mean, it's not certain, but the title should be close to like invulnerable or tanky or something like that. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is what I'm thinking when this comes to mind. However, he can get shot through the halo, which is really, really bad, and it is a downside to the halo. It's not like Iron Skin on Rhino or whatever it's called, where until that goes away, you know, it's getting shot at, nothing else is. His health isn't taking a hit, his shield isn't taking a hit, or anything else like that. Alright, so those are my 2 builds for Nezha. I hope you found them useful. I hope you found the video entertaining, as well as taking these hints onto Nezha, which is a very popular frame, into kind of making him tanky, as well as him being able to, what do they call it, crowd control, where you're having all of these enemies not being able to shoot at you, and you could just run around willy-nilly. You have the debuff as well to make them vulnerable, or more vulnerable. So with any other weapon, you're going to have that kind of produce more strength than it normally does because of how vulnerable they are. So strength and duration is something I want to focus on when it comes to Nezha. Sure, you can do a range thing, just if you already have a range build on Nezha. Tell me how that works. If it works out better than this, it'd be something to keep in mind. But I do believe duration and strength is something you really need to focus on with Nezha in order to get the best out of him. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, there will be a playlist of Warframe videos to the top right, as well as a video coming out here soon. Spoilers about Wisp. And to the bottom right will be my most recent video, as well as to the bottom left being a recommended video that YouTube says you'll like. And if you like my content and want to see more, consider subscribing when I post these almost daily and give you some either news or some guides and builds on frames and resources in the game. With all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.